these front pages with the royals are like buses, aren't they? Suddenly, two come along at once. And this one very much down to you and your team, because, of course, I was looking at Twitter yesterday and I suddenly saw the story that you had and you broke about Harry and Meghan, or Meghan certainly doing an interview with Oprah Winfrey. Then all of a sudden, they're shuffling and racing over there to confirm this report. How did you find out, and what can we expect from the interview?
Well, thank you. I can't tell you how I found out, but I think what you can expect from the interview is something pretty extraordinary. Look, Harry and Meghan have got to choose, really. They haven't recorded this yet because of our announcement yesterday. It's all been brought forward, the announcement, but they haven't recorded it yet. And they've got a couple of paths they can go down. They can either choose the path of, look, you know, we weren't that happy in the UK. It's sort of, our mental health suffered. It wasn't really working out. We had to have a clean break and go to America. Or they can kind of choose another path and they can talk about, you know, how they felt within the royal family. Did they feel like, you know, Meghan was welcomed? Was Meghan, as some have claimed, subject to any element of racism in the UK? And all of those things, you know, you don't need me to tell you this, has the potential to be pretty extraordinary, perhaps even explosive. The one thing I will say, and you've been talking this morning about Harry's titles and all the rest of it, I don't think he's going to do anything that will severely embarrass the Queen. He still talks to the Queen on a fairly regular basis. That's the one connection he's maintained with his family over here. And therefore, I don't think he's going to do anything that will severely embarrass her. Now, as I say, they haven't recorded the interview yet, so it remains to be seen. But and we'll find out when the CBS network in the US airs it on the 7th of February.
They were already reviewing, weren't they? Because it's coming up to a year since the decision to sort of step aside, if you like, to go abroad was made. So is it your understanding that the royal family, the Queen, was already reviewing how the patronages might continue and what that would do? Or has your news, in a sense, brought a flurry? Because what it does bring into focus, doesn't it, is the potential for a disconnect, at the very least, between continuing with those royal patronages and seeking a more public position in America with such a huge interview.
Look, I think if Harry and Meghan are being honest, their life in the UK is over. You know, they've washed their hands of pretty much everything here. You know, their house, the Frogmore Cottage, has gone to Princess Eugenie. You know, their lives aren't here anymore. And I don't think they would have been expecting to keep, you know, many or any of the titles they've got. Meghan's still got links with the National Theatre, for example, with some, you know, a dog and cat shelter over here, a charity called Mayhew. You know, whether she maintains them or not, I think, you know, we've got to face facts here. That period of their time when they were in the UK is done. They are now residents of California. Their lives are in America, and everything they do from here on in is going to be in America. So, you know, whatever the review concludes when it comes up at the end of March, that was when they left officially a year ago. You know, they're not here anymore, and they've moved on.
And Kevin, the Daily Star having a little bit of fun at their expense again this morning. Publicity-shy couple seek tell-all interview with Oprah Winfrey. Much like yesterday, publicity-shy couple tell however many billion people that they're expecting another child. It's interesting, isn't it? Because I think Chris made it clear yesterday when we were talking to him that actually what they wanted to do, they wanted to control the publicity that they are sharing, and that wasn't happening over here in the UK because it all goes through the palace. I wonder what this does for the camp that thinks that, you know, they want their cake and they want to eat it. They don't want all this publicity that they got over here if it's bad publicity. So they moved to America and now they're controlling that story. They're controlling that narrative.
It is, I think, Ben, it gets tougher and tougher for those who support them, though, and say, look, they do have a right to privacy, which of course they do, but they're driving a royal coach and horses through their own privacy by talking about their private life, releasing photographs for the media they say they hate, the papers they wanted to boycott, but they're very happy to put those pictures on the front. And now there's wide-ranging interview. I'm absolutely fascinated by the whole event. And you watch it and you just think no good can come for the royal family in the United Kingdom for this. No wonder The Queen must be very nervous. We saw what happened with interviews when Diana and Charles spoke about their private life, when Prince Andrew claimed he was a very honourable man over his relationship with convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. When they open up like this, they're going to be asked about the royal family in the UK, and you're going to see fissures, you're going to see rows, you're going to see differences. Now, they have a celebrity because they're royals. That is why they have it. They've gone out to the United States to make a new life, make lots of money. In some ways, I say good luck to them. But you cannot get away from the fact that they are famous because of the link to the royal family and the Queen. And every time they give an interview like this and they invade their own privacy, as they do it, because they show something about themselves they claim to want to protect, they must be in Buckingham Palace. They must have their heads in their hands. As a Republican, I say, hey, thank you for everything you're doing for the Republican cause.
Andrew, I wonder what you make of it, because, of course, you know, there are lots of people who are saying, look, fair play to them. They've gone out to America. They want to live by independent means. They want to make their own money. Why shouldn't they be allowed to tell their story?
Well, of course they can tell their own story, but they've got to stop telling us, too, that they want to be just ordinary citizens and very private. Ordinary citizens who are very private don't go on the Oprah Winfrey show and don't release a moody photograph of Meghan caressing her bump with Harry, curiously not wearing any shoes or socks, in a very atmospheric photograph. But, you know, when I think about this, of course it's not going to be helpful for the royal family, but Kevin's Republican dreams can just be put back on hold for a little bit longer, because the royal family has withstood all sorts of crises. And whatever Meghan Markle may say to Oprah Winfrey, it will continue the royal family in this country will continue to be loved and will continue to flourish. It may cause some difficulties for a few days or a few weeks, but the monarchy's a lot bigger than Harry and Meghan.
Well, but I suppose it's because the Queen's approach is so different, isn't it? It's to stay quiet and keep that it's whatever they say, even if Chris is right, that it's the last thing Prince Harry would want would be to upset the Queen, Grandma. It's going to cause ruffled feathers.